Hey there. In this particular session, we are going to talk about how to generate test data automatically using the Aqua ID. So this is one of the important features which is now available in the Aqua ID, using which you can generate your own test data. Now, as usual, most of the automation tests do depend or rely on different types of test data. And we always have this challenge to generate different and lot of test data, which could be used for our test automation, without which we cannot basically repeat our test, because once the test data is used, then we cannot use the same test data. So it has to be random and it has to be generated automatically. Now, this test data could be in the form of names, dates, email, addresses, passwords, and so many other things. But all of this could be generated using Aqua ID feature, which is to generate the test data. So let's look at all the different types of test data which Aqua ID can generate. So the first one is text. Now this text involves a lot of different types of test data, which includes different words, sentences, names, country, cities, and addresses. There are a few others, but these are the major ones. Then we have got the number test data. Now, this could include positive numbers, negative numbers, double numbers, or even numbers which are in percentages. Then we have got different types of test data related to date time. Some of them are in these different formats, which is DD, MM, then DD, MM, YYY, and then year, MM, DD. And then also for time, we have got hours, minutes, and seconds. Similarly, we have got test data for internet, and this includes all the test data which is related to login, passwords, email, URLs, or even IP addresses. And then we have also got a special kind of test data for UUID. Now, if you know, this is a unique identifier, which is a 128-bit value in order to uniquely identify any particular object. So it will be some kind of alphanumeric test data which will be generated. And then the final one is the custom test data generator. Using this, we can generate our own custom test data. It could be in the form of dictionaries, which means the key value pairs, or we can also do it using the regex, which is regular expressions. And then we can also generate multiple test data, which means if we want an array of different test data, then we can also generate this bulk test data in the form of multiple. So these are the different variations of test data which you can generate in Aqua ID with the click of a button. Okay, so you don't need to do anything manually, or you don't need to define any particular parameters, or you don't need to write any code. You can do it very easily in Aqua ID. So let's look at how this can be done using the ID. So let's take the example of this login test. Now here we have got two fields. One is the username and one is the password, which are potential test data values, right? So here we already have the values, but if we have to test with multiple test data values and we want to generate them randomly in order to use it in our automation scripts, then we can generate this test data using the IDE. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's write another test. And this time around, I want to generate some test data to test the invalid scenarios or the negative flows, you can say, right? So what I'm going to do is let's change this to validate invalid login, right? And then here it will use the same script, but then we will have the different test data values here, right? So instead of standard user and this password, I'm going to generate some test data. Now, how we can do that? So here we need to generate the test data, right? This is the value which we want to enter here. So here I can right click and then go to generate test data. So in the context sections, you will find this option. So once you do that, you will have all the different options which we discussed here. So you can see text. Inside text, we have got word, sentence. This is random um, sentence containing this words. And then name, full name, country, city, full address. Similarly, for number, we have got positive, integer, double, and others. For date time, you can see there are lots of different types of date and time. And then for internet, we have got login, password, email, web URL, IP address. We have got the UUID, and then we have got the custom, right? So here, mostly either we can generate some kind of test data, which could be a simple name, or what we can do is we can use this special ones for internet, and then I can generate some login, which will be basically the username for this, right? So I'm going to generate this. You can see here it has generated some random text which can be used as a username. And then similarly for this, I can generate a password, right? So what I can do, I can go to internet and then I can generate the password here. So it generates some random text again, which can be used as password. It has a mix of numbers, uppercase and lowercase characters, right? So this way you can insert some randomly generated test data into your scripts. Okay, so now I can go ahead and run this. It should run the same, except this time around it will not be able to log in, right? So it will fail in the first step, and our test will pass because we don't have any particular validation, but we can certainly add some more validations to check whether the error message which we got is as per the expectations. Okay, but here I'm trying to show you how you can generate the test data. Now, another important test data type which we discussed is the custom test data, right? So let's look at how we can generate the custom test data. So all the remaining test data can be generated right from here, but for custom, we need to go into configure custom data generators. And from here, we have to add some custom data generators here. Okay, so you have to click on add. You have to give it a name. Say, for example, I want to generate the test data for months, right? And this could be a type. So as we said, we can generate it as a dictionary, regex, or multiple. So this could be a dictionary. And this dictionary, you can see here the expression, it contains all the month names, right? So January till December. So that's a dictionary of values. And then it will pick up a random month from this particular dictionary, right? So this is how you can generate a dictionary type of test data generator. So once that's done, you can go ahead and apply it, okay? And then it will save it here. Now, the next type of test data generator, which we can do is regex, which is nothing but a regular expression, okay? So now if you want to generate a test data, say for example, phone, okay? So you can use the type as regex, and then you can give the expression. So this is the expression you can see. It is generating a phone number, and the first one is the code. Then it is using the slash D for generating 3 digits, and the same for both of these with different numbers here, right? So it is generating this customized phone number. It will do it randomly every time you generate it. Then the last one is the multiple type. Now this one you can see here, it generates multiple test data, or basically an array of test data, right? So for this we require a prefix, delimiter, and a postfix, right? So inside this you can see the delimiter is comma. I can also use other delimiters, and this is the expression you can see here. So This is the dollar index, then ID, then name, then address, birth date. So it is generating the whole customer details here, right? So what we can see here is customer. So here you can see it has generated multiple test data with different indexes. Then every test data has got different values, right? So here you can generate multiple test data for your requirement. Obviously, you need to change the expression and you need to cater it to your requirement. So once you do that, you can apply the changes and click on OK. So all this custom data is generated now and ready to use. Now, if we want to use something which is customly generated, okay, so what we can do is instead of this, now if I right click and I generate test data and go to custom, you will find our custom data points are already available here, right? So we have generated these 3 custom data types, and now we can use any of these. Okay, so I can use the phone here, okay, and I can use the month, or I can use the customer details anywhere I like. Okay, so now I can insert my own custom data. So depends on what is the requirement. You can have custom data types, or you can use the default data types which are already present in the IDE. But this is a very easy way to randomly generate the test data which is required for your automation scripts.